But all eyes are going to be on this Wolfpack team that seems to be better defensively, seems to be different from the other Kevin Keatts groups that have gone to Chapel Hill and have gone home without ice cream. So I am legitimately curious. I'm not going into the game with the foregone conclusion of how badly is North Carolina going to win, even with all the usual things that come along with an NC State-North Carolina game in Chapel Hill. They're honoring another team.
That's
1993.
really weird. You know, they're not supposed to be rivals, yet every time something special seems to happen.
Hey, look, it's a feature, not a bug.
Okay.
It's a feature of the rivalry. For instance, you know, like last night you had the Duke women and the UNC women, and they were talking about the record number of students that were there to watch the game at Carmichael, but never forget that they actually charged more for the game at Carmichael against NC State because they know. That was a big deal for them. But regardless, it's a feature, not a bug in how they talk about it.
You say no foregone conclusions.
Well,
I mean,
okay.
I think Armando Bacot's going to have a good game.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could probably safely say that because NC State is thin up front. I also think you could probably safely say that Caleb Love, while shooting 27% from three for the season, the rim might look a little bigger for him Saturday. That's going to be the fascinating part. I do think Carolina will win the game. It's can NC State fight with them? Can they compete with them?
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think recently NC State has played better basketball than North Carolina has. What that means, it means they're both in position to make the NCAA tournament. That's all. Nobody's there yet, though. You know, Carolina's 1-6 in Quadrant 1 games.
Mm-hmm.
They need to stack a few of these up there. Now, they have plenty of opportunities in front of them.
This is one of them.
But this is one of them.
It's amusing that this isn't one of them.
A home game with NC State is a Q1 game for Carolina. Unbelievable.
About that 1993 team, you and I both agreed that the 1993 Carolina team is an oddly forgotten championship team in the Triangle, even though it was very, very important for what we now know as the legacy of Dean Smith as head coach at UNC and the dynamics of the Duke-Carolina rivalry because, hey, Mike Krzyzewski had just done back-to-back when that had happened. Was he passing the legend by and everything else? Hubert Davis talked about the guys coming back and how the current team is connecting with the 93 team.
This is very important to me. It's important for me that whomever you played for, whether you played for Coach Smith or Coach Guthridge or Coach Doherty or Coach Williams, it's really important for the former players to come back and be able to identify with this place and say, this is the place where I went to school. This is the Carolina that I went to. It's really important, and it's a huge reason why the staff that I work with connects to all of those coaching eras. Is because I wanted to give our guys the full body and the full menu of what this place is about. And so having and honoring teams like the 93 team and earlier this year, the 97, 98 team is very important to be able to connect the dots and to have those shared experiences and for our players to get to understand that. And I think that's a huge determining factor of why Armando gets it in terms of the records because of his relationships with past players and understanding the history of this place.
So that's Hubert Davis, head coach North Carolina, and I agree with him completely. I mean, what do you like to say? What's the line you like to use, especially when it comes to Carolina and what they're about? The standard is the standard, right?
Yeah, it's Mike Tomlin. The standard is the standard at Carolina.
And you're only going to understand that when you connect with the former players. They big on the UNC family and everything else. And that's been the one nagging issue for this Tar Heels team that's been different from other Tar Heels teams that have been in this position before. Are you going to be one of these squads that gets remembered, for winning it all? Or are you going to be remembered for the squad that had a key part in UNC history in the Duke-Carolina rivalry, but not one that puts a banner up there in the rafters? And I completely see where Hubert Davis is coming with this and why it's important to connect those things. So more power to him. We'll see if it connects on Saturday for the Tar Heels.